you're a hard man to get in front of the camera, mate.
I know, I've been trying for 3 years, haven't we? Trying.
That's when you won the youth, the ABA youth title, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2018 or 19?
You know what? Might have been 18.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So.
And you always kept shying away from me. I come down. I did a little interview with your dad down at West Ridlingshire when you set up at the new place down there, and you run off.
Dived in the car and I said, well, next time, it's been 3 years.
And now here we are, and obviously big announcements to make soon, because
hopefully
you're hanging up your vest and you're joining the pro ranks.
Yep. Just I mean, I got a bit unlucky with the last fight with the because I got a cut on my eye.
Bad cut as well.
Yeah, it's alright to be fair. I'd say it's getting better, but just it's with the risk. It's not. It's the same. In my opinion, it's the same as pros, but you're not getting paid for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're no head guard, so the risk is there. If you want to go back and take the same risk, could career-ending injuries. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them of like, it's a big chance to take. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And twice that's happened in recent times as well.
Yeah. The first two senior fights this eye it wasn't too bad. The week before, then that eye. So, and then I had to obviously pull out in the pre-quarters.
And there's a little bit of a resemblance there. I never used to be that. And when I first used to film you were this very sweet young baby-faced kid, and now you look like a young Alvarez.
Yeah, I mean that's what I get called in here. Two names is either when I come in, it's either Cinnamon or Canelo. Yeah.
And what a perfect place for you, because Joe himself is a Withenshaw boy. Obviously, you're a Withenshaw boy. Your dad, was Withenshaw through and through, and it just seems, I presume, the natural progression for you.
Well, yeah, it was like when my dad and Joe grew up together, like fighting on the same scene. So it's always been like that sort of like path. Do you know what I mean? So they get on. So it's just a good move for me, I think.
Now, obviously, I've filmed you loads of times. Very rarely did I catch you losing. But how many titles did you fight? How many fights did you have as an amateur?
So I ended up having 72 fights. I think I won about 61, 62, something like that, and then 3 national titles. Yeah. So on the bounce. So when was it? When was the first one?
What first?
Anyway, so it was 3 consecutive years. So
right.
Yeah. So what last 3 years as an amateur?
But like you say, very unfortunate. I filmed the Northwest Regional Finals this year. You picked up a little cut in the semi-final, didn't you? And then that cut got worse in the final, but you still won the final.
Different eye, that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, different eye.
Right. I didn't realise.
It was on the right eye. It's funny because it's that, well, you're focusing so much on that eye, you completely forget about one, don't you? You forget you have to.
But it was a head clash, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously disappointing, but you got the result, but you couldn't continue in the competition. No. And it was a good year for the Northwest boxers, because I think we got about 4 national champions and a few development champions as well.
Yeah.
So it was
it's just like you said, it's unlucky. I thought I could have, like I said, on the back of the last 3 titles, could have gone on and done maybe the same, but obviously training down here as well, so it's a lot tougher.
I'm watching you now, and it must be a brilliant environment for you.
It's top.
You must have just started training here just before you went into the elites this year.
Yeah, it was about a month before, so about a month and a half, 2 months. So come down to sparring, and then literally was like, and then I did a bit of training after sparring. So and I just thought I found it tougher here. I was like, when I was in the amateur gym and I was not cruising, but
Well, it's hard because you're top of the tree there.
That's what I mean.
You're top of the tree and everyone's looking up to you, and you've got no one to look up to.
Yeah.
So this must be a brilliant environment where everyone you look around at is at levels what you're still, fantasising over.
I'm surrounded by top pros, and it's like you said, at the top of the tree. So when I come here, it was like it's not starting over again, but you're starting somewhere else, and you just find that when you train the side world champions. So it's like, it gives you just a bit of a kick up the arse, you know what I mean?
So you're 20 now. How old were you in your first amateur fight?
You're testing me early. It's 11, I'd say 11.
Yeah, I love that because you come from a fighting family.
Yeah.
Your dad, his 2 brothers, they all fought. They were the original Smith brothers, weren't they?
Yeah.
And all 3 of them are still involved in boxing as well. Even though they don't always talk to one another, but they're still all involved in boxing. And you all got in your name, even the girls.
Yeah.
What is that? Was that your granddad? Was he got?
Yeah, well, my dad's dad was Clive as well, so I just wanted to follow the family tradition, keeping the C's.
Because your cousins are Connors and there's just so many, and I always get confused, because as well when I see you, you're all small little kids, and then the next time I see you, it's like, you just filled out like you, from lockdown to where you are now. You're almost, you've got facial hair now, mate, as well.
Found this somewhere,
So are you excited then for what the 2022 is going to bring? Because we're only a few hours away from that, aren't we?
I know, no, definitely. It's like new challenges. It's like I probably could have done more in the amateurs, but it's how far you want to go. Do you know what I mean? You can get caught up in the in just the. Well,
I know what your dad's like anyway. Your dad was a very aggressive fighter himself, and he always believed that by being a top amateur isn't necessarily going to make you a top pro. Even though I think you would have gone on to be that, but it wasn't going to benefit you, so maybe a couple of years learning the pro side of the game will stand you in good stead, and when you get to 23, maybe you could be ready at British level, you could be, the new Brad Reed.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Brad's just at that stage, and he was like yourself. I think he was 19 to 20 when he turned over. Yeah,
well, I was at his last fight when he turned over, I had a little chat with him when, I think it was back in, he was 20 like me. Just said he wanted to go pro, and he's flying now, isn't he? Doing really well.
Well, that's it. Hopefully 2022 is going to be a huge year for him, and some massive breakout fights there, and hopefully some serious titles as well. So, you've got maybe a good 18 months yet before we're talking about that. But you never know in this game, and obviously with Joe's connections, maybe you'll get some good opportunities.
Hopefully.
But again, 20 years old, you don't need to rush.
Still got time, just got to learn it all.
Well,
surrounded by, like you said, top people who can learn it from.
Well, I think I know Joe's genuinely excited here. He's building a new stable of fighters here, and obviously you've got Anthony working with his fighters here. James Moore dropping all those are perfect for you, aspiring as well, aren't they? I presume, if you wouldn't have been cut there, you would have been perfect for McCauley because you're southpaw.
Eddie's fighting Martinez, so.
How was that? That must sound weird, didn't it?
Oh,
from the same town as you.
Literally. When I saw it, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was like, he posted it on Instagram, and I thought it was like an advert.
I thought he was joking. Because you know what he's like, he's always forever winding people up, and I thought this isn't real. Because I spoke to him a couple of days before. So.
No, and I saw it, I was like, wow, that's a big fight. I was buzzing for him,
A huge fight with no risks and loads of rewards.
Exactly. Well, he's been here for 6 months. I worked his arse off, not missed a session, so he deserved it.
Well, you two were just shadow boxing with one another, and you can see, I think people don't understand that actually McCauley is a very, very sweet boxer. But he chooses not to. He chooses to show that he's not. His heart's as big as his skill.
Warrior.
I'm just excited. I know it's like big gasp. But boxing's a strange sport, and it can happen.
One punch, all it takes, doesn't it?
I think he's going to have to take a lot of punches in full concentration for 12 rounds. But if he can pull that off, then.
Well, I think like you said, I think his most focus has been in sort of camp. Like I said, he's been here every day, banging out the sessions, really fit. And because I've known McCauley since I started boxing. Do you know what I mean? And you can just see the change in even his style now. And even though he's been pro for a while.
Well, this is going to cut out in a second because it keeps overeating. So, but have you any idea of when this new journey of yours is going to start? Is it going to be obviously sometime in 2022?
No, I trust Joe and that. I'm in good hands, so leave it all to them.
Well, listen, I'm really looking forward to the journey when it does start because I've followed you since I have probably filmed one of your first fights. I know I got some of Connor's and some of the other C's because they're all C's. I think even your sister. I think they might even film your sister once. My
little sister, little Kerry. She's the best out of us all. Because growing up, she's been given all the tips.
Well, listen, I'm sure you'll do well, mate, and I'm sure you'll be a champion. And like I say, I'm sure it'll be a great journey. And like I say,
for all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.